All right, welcome to the Ravit Show. I'm here at the Data and Analytics Summit at Gartner 2023 in London with none other than, I'm pretty sure he's not a new face to the data community. It's one and only Ryan Dolley. He's the VP of Data Strategy, the Product Strategy at GoodData. So looking forward to obviously chatting with him and learn more about the data and analytics space, semantic layer, the top teams, and learn a little about what the enterprise companies are thinking and how do they look like. But very much super excited to obviously have you here. Thank you for being on the Ravit Show.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be here. I am a huge fan of yours, so I'm kind of geeking out over here a little bit.
No,
this is awesome.
That's kind of you, but why not for our audience, you can go out and just give a short intro.
Sure. Yeah, I'm Ryan Dolley. I'm the VP of Product Strategy at GoodData, and I'm also the co-host of the Super Data Brothers show, which is a show kind of focused on BI and analytics.
Very cool. Yeah. I love a show as well, so if you haven't tuned in, please go ahead and do that. Ryan, first of all, very good to see you here in London at the Data and Analytics Summit here. I've been hearing a lot of things, a lot of talks around it, around AI, around data fabric, data mesh, data franchise.
Yeah.
But my question to you is definitely, what are the top themes that you are kind of focusing? Like, how is GoodData looking at the top themes in 2023? Do you want to share something?
Yeah. No, I mean, a lot of it is kind of what you hit on there.
Yeah.
We find ourselves more in agreement with Gartner's perspective lately as time goes on, and it's really, I think, the kind of the data decentralization. How do we effectively do that while maintaining things like governance and data quality? We've been through these cycles in the industry. We centralize, we decentralize, we centralize, we decentralize, and so managing that is a big thing. And then also, the idea of kind of interoperability of data, semantic layers is a really huge topic. And all of that kind of fits into this concept of, you mentioned data meshes and fabrics, but I think it's the struggle of, like, how do we keep the quality of the analytics we're able to provide high while letting people run at their own speed, right? It's this eternal tension, and I do think as an industry we're starting to figure it out.
Yeah, no, I think these are pretty interesting insights that you're sharing for sure. In terms of, just on the same lines, obviously we've been talking a lot around the decentralization as well.
Yeah.
So how do you look at that in, obviously there are many more terms such as data mesh, data fabric, data franchise, hub and spoke. You can call it whatever, but what are your thoughts around that, and how do you see the space moving?
Yeah, I think that's the direction we're headed, and I really, all the things you mentioned, they're kind of different flavors. I personally am a big fan of data mesh. I love Zhamak Dehghani, and she's awesome, and that book, if you haven't read it, read it. It was kind of mind-blowing. Yeah, it's awesome, and even if we're not building exactly what she described, I think those concepts are the direction the data industry is headed. So highly recommend you check that out. But I think the struggle is going to be, how do we, what kind of tooling and practices can we use to enable that data mesh or data franchise, as Gartner describes it, where you can have a small centralized team of platform people who are able to provide the tools and experiences for these decentralized teams to kind of run at their own speed, but still have high quality data and tooling available to them. Like that's the situation we found ourselves in the data industry is, over here I've got Snowflake and Tableau, and over here I've got BigQuery and Power BI, and someone else is using Looker, and nothing talks to anything else. It's a real struggle, and so that's where we see things heading, and the type of tooling we're building at GoodData for enterprises is really designed to, I think, it fits very nicely into Gartner's data franchise concept of kind of centralized platform and provisioning, but distributed content generation.
Okay, yeah, no, those are very interesting points, and thanks for sharing all those things. In terms of something where obviously we've been hearing a lot about the semantic layer as well, more than ever now. It's no more where folks can say it's a buzzword.
Right.
It's real. Customers are asking for it. There's obviously partners asking for integrations. We're getting there. But what are your thoughts about semantic layer? How is it moving, and where do you see it in the next 2 to 3 years?
Yeah, this is a really interesting topic to me because I've been at this now, kind of in the data world since 2010, and way back when I started, semantic layers were an integral part of kind of the BI tool set. So the Cognos, MicroStrategy, Business Objects days, you had to build a semantic layer.
True.
And so I've seen both the good and the bad of semantic layers over time. The good, obviously, is the high quality metrics, enables this kind of OLAP drag and drop experience for end users. That part of it is awesome. Now the problem with the way we did things back then is it created this ridiculous IT bottleneck, right? Because everything had to flow through that semantic layer. And back in the day, I was working on a BI team as a BI developer, and a big part of my job was looking at the 3-year-long backlog of requests and figuring out what we could add to the semantic layer. So I think the journey we're going to go on is basically how do we enable the good parts of the semantic layer of the past without bringing in the slowness to change, huge centralized backlog that went along with it. And I think we are going to get there, because if you look at what's changed between now and then, we've got these concepts of agile development and data ops and all this other stuff that I think, and also we've learned, those of us who have been around remember what it was like back then, and that we can't go back to that, right? So I think that's going to be the real challenge. Now, the advantage of taking this approach is huge. In the quality of metrics that you get out of it, obviously can feed into BI tools, but you're also talking about providing metrics across all sorts of data experiences. So data science, whether you're building a custom application or using Tableau, you ask the same question, you get the same answer. That's really powerful.
Okay, this is amazing. I think one of the things, this is like the monologue that I've heard about semantic layer, but you've gone from the past till the present, which kind of all makes sense, because what you're kind of pointing out as the mistakes that we made, we have the chance to correct them. It's already out there. People are interested, and it's going to go a long way. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we're getting asked about it a lot. I'm hearing people talk about it here at the conference, and we're starting to see people out there who are putting out RFPs for a semantic layer, which is not something that we saw even a year ago, I think. And so. It's a space that's evolving really quickly, and I just think people should embrace it, right? If you hear the word semantic layer and you don't know what we're talking about, like, check it out, learn about it, but also learn about, to guard yourself from the hype a little bit, learn about how we did it in the past and the pitfalls that we had in the past, so you can avoid them when you implement your semantic layer in 2023.
No, those are pretty interesting insights, and I'm pretty sure folks would reach out to you as well,
sure.
Asking a lot about semantic layer and what's in the past, what's in the future, and what's happening in present. That kind of also brings me to another important question, since we are here at the Gartner Summit. What are the top themes that you've been listening, and anything that you would like to share with our audience?
Well, the data franchise is a big one that I'm really interested in. I think a lot of people are coming to this conference. It feels like we're at a transitional point in the data industry, to me, and I think the message I'm hearing from Gartner is really reinforcing that. There's kind of this way of doing analytics that if you check out the Super Data Brothers show, my brother and I talk about, we call the supply chain of analytics, but it's predicated on the idea of, like, we're going to create a bunch of views in Snowflake, and then we're going to throw a bunch of Tableau dashboards on top of them, and the value is going to come out of how quickly we can do that, right? That is kind of the way things have been maybe for the last 5-7 years. That's starting to change, and you see that with the franchise model, the focus on governance here and data quality. I think if you go back 5 years, it was all about speed. We've gotten a lot of benefit out of that focus on speed at all costs, but now we're starting to to feel some of the pain of that approach.
Exactly.
And I think that's what you're going to see over the next 3 to 5 years in the data industry is we're going to back away from the speed at all costs and start to talk about quality and sustainability.
Right.
And that's how I would summarize Gartner's message this year. Is it's about bringing quality and sustainability to your data practice.
Yeah, I really love that point around the quality and sustainability and how you can go across on a longer term plan.
Yes.
Rather than just getting into something which is new and fresh and then get stuck there, but focus on something which is quality and sustainability. That's a very
100%.
good point, Ryan. Thanks for that. But here we are. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of folks who would want to reach out to you.
Sure.
So what's the best place they can reach out to you and learn more about semantic layer, about good data, and much more about your show, which is so cool, and where can they find and follow you?
Yeah. So I'm very active on LinkedIn.
Awesome.
If you want to reach out on LinkedIn, it's Ryan Dolley. I think I'm the only one.
Yeah.
So you can reach out to me there, and then check out GoodData.com. We're building a tool that addresses all the topics that we're talking about today, and so happy to talk to you about what Good Data can offer. And then finally, check out the Super Data Brothers show on YouTube and LinkedIn every Thursday at 12 Eastern Time, where we talk about all these sorts of topics every week, and hope to see you there.
Yeah, for sure. This is amazing. Thank you very much again for visiting the Ravit show. It was such a pleasure to talk to you, Ryan. Very happy to see you here and spend some quality time with you. So thank you once again.
Oh, thank you. This has been great.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for joining us.
Bye.